In the vast and complex ecosystem of human society, thinkers have long sought a stable order. The philosopher Thomas Hobbes looked at humanity and saw a natural state of conflict. He believed that without a powerful authority, life would be a war of all against all. This idea became a foundation for many modern secular states. They are systems built to manage our most basic and often most selfish desires. They seek to channel our competitive nature into something productive. We see this in the capitalist world all around us. It is a system designed to harness ambition. It promises prosperity to those who can navigate its currents successfully. However, a system designed to manage selfishness can, with time, begin to celebrate it. The modern secular capitalist model often does precisely this. It transforms citizens into consumers, their value measured by what they can buy or produce. The constant pursuit of profit becomes the ultimate goal, overriding deeper human needs for community, dignity, and justice. This creates a relentless rat race, where individuals are pitted against one another in a struggle for resources and status. The very greed that Hobbes sought to contain is now often rewarded, leading to vast inequality and the exploitation of the many for the benefit of a powerful few. The consequences of this path are becoming clearer every day. We see societies fractured by competition and individuals feeling isolated despite being more connected than ever. The focus on material gain leaves a spiritual void, a sense of meaninglessness that no amount of consumption can fill. The environment suffers as natural resources are exploited for short-term profit, and a system without a fixed moral compass is left to make up the rules as it goes along. It is a grand experiment, but one where the foundations seem to be cracking under the weight of the very human desires it sought to control. This is not a sustainable path for any species, let alone for humanity. When the core purpose of a society is reduced to endless economic growth and the satisfaction of fleeting wants, it loses its soul. The promise was order and prosperity, but the reality for many is a landscape of anxiety, exploitation, and profound spiritual hunger. It is a system that has, in many ways, lost its way. It has forgotten that a healthy society must nurture not just the body and its desires, but also the heart and the spirit. It must provide not just wealth, but true and lasting justice. In stark contrast to systems built by human hands, which are always changing and always fallible, stands the concept of true Islamic governance. This is not a system designed merely to manage our base instincts. It is a system designed to elevate us beyond them. Its foundation is not the shifting opinions of man but the divine and unchanging guidance of the Quran and the Sunnah. This provides a complete and perfect framework for all aspects of life. It is not a temporary solution, but a timeless one, intended to bring success and justice to all of humanity, not just a select group. Central to this framework is its perfect and incorruptible nature. Because its laws come from a divine source, they are free from the greed, bias, and short-sightedness that plague man-made legislation. The system forbids practices that are the very cornerstones of modern capitalist exploitation. For example, it strictly prohibits interest, or riba, which creates cycles of debt that trap individuals and nations. It also protects human dignity by forbidding the objectification of people, especially women, for commercial gain. It aims to build a society where people are honored as human beings, not valued as economic units. This system is designed for the welfare of every single person. It is not about the survival of the fittest, but the care of the weakest. Through mechanisms like zakat, an obligatory annual charity, wealth is not allowed to stagnate in the hands of the rich. Instead, it is circulated throughout the community to support the poor, the needy, and vital public services. This ensures that a safety net exists for everyone, preventing the extreme poverty and desperation that we see in so many parts of the world today. It is a model of compassionate economics, where the market serves the people, not the other way around. Ultimately, an Islamic system of governance seeks to create balance. There is a balance between the rights of the individual and the needs of the community. There is a balance between spiritual life and worldly affairs. It provides a clear moral compass that guides every decision, from the running of the state to the conduct of business. It offers a blueprint for a society that is not only prosperous but also just, compassionate, and spiritually fulfilled. It is a holistic vision for humanity that stands in powerful opposition to the fragmented and chaotic nature of modern secularism. Some may wonder if such a system is merely a beautiful idea, an idealistic dream. but we can look back in history to see its practical application. During the time of the early caliphates, such as that of the Rashidun caliphs, these principles were put into practice with remarkable success. Muslim leaders established vast public works and social welfare programs that were unprecedented for their time. A public treasury, or Bayt al-Mal, to ensure that the wealth of the state was used to serve the public, establishing stipends for the elderly, the poor, and for children. This commitment to justice and welfare extended to everyone living under its rule, not just Muslims. History records that non-Muslim citizens enjoyed the protection of the state, freedom to practice their own faith, and access to the same justice system. Their lives and property were considered sacred. This created a pluralistic society where people from different backgrounds could thrive. Science, medicine, and education flourished, as the state invested in public libraries, hospitals, and universities that served all of its people. This historical record shows that Islamic governance, when truly implemented, brings prosperity and security for all. Today, it must be said, there is no true Islamic governance in the world. The caliphate, the unified political leadership that implements this divine system, does not exist. Many nations with Muslim majorities operate on secular models or hybrid systems that have adopted the mechanics of global capitalism. However, for believers, this is not the end of the story. It is the belief that a time will come when the world will once again witness a government that rules with perfect justice and compassion, according to the laws of the Creator. This future caliphate is prophesied to fill the earth with justice and equity, just as it had been filled with oppression and tyranny. It is seen not as a conquest but as a mercy for all of humanity, a restoration of balance and a final solution to the chaos that has engulfed the modern world. This promise gives believers patience and a firm conviction in the ultimate triumph of divine justice. It is natural to ask, if this Islamic system promises such universal justice and prosperity, why would anyone oppose it? The answer lies in the fundamental conflict between the two systems. The current secular capitalist world order is built upon practices that a true Islamic government would immediately abolish. The global financial system, for instance, runs on interest, the very engine of debt and exploitation that Islam forbids. The establishment of a system that rejects interest would pose a direct threat to the institutions that derive immense power and profit from it. Furthermore, a great deal of the modern economy is fueled by the relentless stimulation of human desires. The advertising industry, the entertainment world, and vast sectors of the market depend on creating a constant sense of want and dissatisfaction. They often do so by objectifying people and promoting a culture of materialism. An Islamic system which calls for modesty, restraint, and the protection of human dignity would dismantle this entire apparatus of commercialized desire. This is why the secular system fears true Islamic governance. It would lose the corrupt and exploitative tools it uses to generate wealth for a small elite. The Islamic system promises abundance and cooperation for all. It views humanity as a single community, responsible for one another. Capitalism, in its current form, turns people into competitors, each fighting for a larger share of the pie. Islam promises justice for the weak and holds the powerful to account. Secular systems are often manipulated by the wealthy elite to protect their own interests. The contrast could not be more stark. One system is designed for the benefit of all humanity, for all time, based on divine wisdom. The other is a man-made system that, despite its promises, has delivered immense wealth for a few and a state of perpetual competition for the rest. Therefore, the opposition is not born of a genuine concern for human freedom or progress, but from a fear of losing power. It is the fear of a system that cannot be corrupted, a law that cannot be bought, and a justice that cannot be swayed. As the world continues to grapple with inequality, environmental decay, and spiritual emptiness, the divine promise remains. The prophesied return of the righteous caliphate stands as a beacon of hope. It is the promise of a future where justice is not just a distant ideal, but a living reality. A future where all of humanity can finally find peace, prosperity, and purpose under a truly just and merciful governance.